When we came to office, we met bus contracts and other contracts that were to be terminated and in 2020. Bus contracts across the family. Again, we are the government of all the nations.
Yes.
We honored those contracts, every single one of them. Whatever was in place as a contract, whatever was to be observed when it was supposed to be observed, irrespective of what the contracts entail. Okay? It's important. I'm saying this, dear friends, and I'm sure this probably goes into the ether, into the cyber word, is to show the distinction between government. So it is important for you F&Ms and those who are adherents and supporters of this party to understand that elections have consequences. Okay? You do not have the liberty. When we have millions and millions of people around the world fighting for the right to vote, to stay home on election day. I'll come to that a little bit later. Nevertheless, upon coming to office, as was stipulated in our manifesto, among those many objectives that we had and would have accomplished had it not been for some rather disruptive experiences that you well know. We itemized essentially seven very important objectives. We are going to go headlong into these. Now let me say that there's not a single one of these objectives that are unique to the Free National Movement. Not one. There's nothing peculiar about what we promised. All of these have at some time been promised by some government somewhere before us. Every single one. What we do in the F&M is we deliver.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just a promise to us. It is also a delivery.
Yes.
Okay? When we came to office, we realized, as was committed to by this country and 192 others around the globe, we promised that we are going to do something about the graduation rate. We are going to expand the availability of preschool to our young children between the ages of 2.5 and 5.
Yeah.
We are going to digitize the system, the educational system. It was far too manual to be in the 21st century. Remember, education for the 21st century. We are going to increase access to tertiary education, reform the curriculum, popularize FOTEC education, because we have this belief in the Bahamas that if you can't do academics, you should go and do something with your hands, as if reading and writing are academics, and everybody needs to be able to do that.
Yes.
All right? So I don't know why we say those things, but God be praised. Thank you. And professionalize the teaching profession. Those were our fundamental objectives. Like I say, there were quite a number of others who, not enough time tonight. We could go over those at another time if you dare to invite me back, and I am so happy to see that I will be here again sometime. So now, we go to our graduation rate and some other matters. When I walked into the door, less than half the students who entered high school and were leaving around the grade 12, less than half met the minimum requirements for graduation. Less than half. That, my dear friends, is a shame on this society. That's what it is. And I don't necessarily blame governments for this, because education is everybody's business. I said it from the day I walked in the door until I left. Education is everybody's business. The rate was 44%. In 4.5 years, despite Irma in November, as the most honorable Redwood Wells will tell you, despite Dorian about 2 years later, despite the pandemic about 6 months later, the graduation rate increased almost 25%. We committed as a country that our graduation rate would be 85% by 2030. 85% by 2030. If this party was in government now, that would have been reached way before. And I give credit not to necessarily government, I give credit to our wonderful, magnificent teachers, superintendents, our directors, assistant directors, our teachers, and their administrative staff. I give that credit. When we walked in the door, there were 1,780 public school little children who were enrolled as a result of the government's intervention. 1,780. 1 year after we came to office, 2018, we initiated a preschool expansion. We gave every single available possible child $2,000 and had them enrolled in 116 privately owned preschools. By the time I left office, there were over 6,000 preschool students. Over 6,000. If we didn't have the space, we contracted with private preschools to accept them, and we'll give them $2,000. Okay? Those preschools had to meet our standard. They had to be qualified in order for them to be contracted by us. They had to have the curriculum that was approved by us. Their teachers had to be qualified. Couldn't be just somebody who likes children. No, because you're talking about babies. And Dr. Allen always said, footprints on fresh cement lasts a lifetime. You got to be absolutely careful about who is educating your child, because if they don't know what they're doing, don't even like your child, then you could mess them up for the rest of their lives. So it's absolutely critical. All right? When we got to office, the average full-time student at University of the Bahamas was paying some $6,000 to $7,000 in tuition. 2018, Cabinet of the Bahamas decided that we are going to make tuition free. All full-time students. Free. In addition, we were going to give Family Island students $500 a month for their housing. As a result, UB and BTVI's population jumped from about 4,500, in the case of BTVI, about 2,500, to over 6,000. I'll come to that in just a moment. Okay? This, my dear friends, is the free national movement. It isn't about, we are not here to govern for our supporters. We are governing for the commonwealth of the Bahamas. Because we realize that a rising tide lifts all boats. Up to the time that we came to office, the previous government had not built a single classroom, much less school. Zero. Despite Irma, despite Dorian, despite the pandemic, 87 brand new classrooms were built here across the country. Had it not been for those major disruptions, we would have finished at least 3 schools
transformed
completely. So let's talk about this issue with respect to, say, curriculum. When we came to office in 2017, the curriculum, and be fair, every government would have tinkered with the curriculum here, and tinkered with the curriculum there, and tinkered with the curriculum there. That is not curriculum reform. We are talking about tackling the entirety of the curriculum to make it relevant to the 21st century, remember, education for the 21st century. And also to indigenize the curriculum. What does that mean? Make it relevant to the needs, the understanding, the mores, and culture of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Has not been for the last 25 years, back into the 1990s. You know who was in office in that time? The Free National Movement. Okay? Former Governor General Ivy Toomer was the Minister of Education. Okay? Curriculum reform. That reform continues wholesale. I give credit to Ms. Sharon Poitier, who just retired as Deputy Director of Education. I told you about preschool. Between 2018 and 21, 3,000 students to 110 privately owned preschools, a cost of $6.6 million up to 2021. $2.5, 3. We always talk about the graduation rate. We talk about the challenges that we have in the school system. It is my firm belief, and it is not my unique idea. It's not anything that is peculiar to me. I had a conference with the Inter-American Development Bank, and they said, Mr. Lloyd, this is long before I became politics. I said, listen, unless the government starts early on, they're not going to deal with the problem at the end.
Yes.
No. You've got to catch them as early as possible. And I walked in the door of the Ministry of Education. Teachers were telling me in grade 1 that 60% of the students who entered grade 1 were unqualified to be in grade 1.
Wow.
They didn't know their address, they didn't know their telephone numbers, they didn't know their numbers, they didn't know their colors, they did not know their shapes. Grade 1. My dear friends, you know this and I know this. If you ain't ready for grade 1, you ain't going to be ready for grade 2, you ain't going to be ready for grade 5, you ain't going to be ready for grade 9, and so on. Okay? And you get them at 2.5 years of age, at pre-K 3 and 2 and 1. By the time that they get to grade 1, they are writing complete sentences.
Yes.
They are ready to fly. Alright? Mrs. Williams is a teacher. She could tell you that. And she taught the babies, preschool. So our emphasis was on preschool. And I'll come to a little bit more about preschool in the Family Islands in a moment. But let me just emphasize this. In preschool, November the 20th. Okay? Year before, they all stayed home and we were no longer available for government. We went down to the place there on Gladstone, not Gladstone Road, off Gladstone Road. Remember Renwood, off Gladstone Road, where we had the SBDC, whatever, the Small Business Development. Okay? We gave out some $1 million to 36 preschool owners.
That's right.
The Family Islands.
Yes.
We said, listen, go find the land. We'll give it to you.
Yes.
That's
And
right.
we will give you monies for you to either expand what you have or to open up a new preschool, and we'll help you to get loans so that you can continue and improve the standards at which you. This is the year before we were put out of office by you all not coming to the polls.
I voted for my future. I voted for my future. Don't blame me.
Thank God I heard that afterwards. Praise God, I heard that afterwards.
Don't blame me.
Now this is, in addition to information technology, this is my baby.
Yes.
This is my baby. And I want to say something here, my dear beloved. If there was one disappointment that really touched me to the core, was to see how manual
Yes.
the education system was when I came to office.
Yes.
In 1981 or so, 81, I could remember working at AT&T in the United States when the personal computer came blasting on the scene. It cost about $25,000 at that time, personal computer. Since then, there had been a computer revolution
Yes.
in the world. I mean, in 2017, you had cell phones that had the capability of being a computer in your hand, and yet, in the Ministry of Education, as well as government all across, to guidance, hopelessly, regrettably, obscenely manual. Come on, man. Hey, the Bahamas, come on. Anyhow, we said, you know what? We're going to digitize the system in a year. 1 year. Up to that point, over the past 20 years before that, this country spent some 50, if not more, millions of dollars trying to digitize the system in education. In fact, the F&M promised distance learning as far back as 1992 when we came to office.
That's right.
Okay?
Yes.
I said, we're not having it. We are going to digitize the system.
Yes.
Let's get started right away. Went to cabinet. We asked for whatever amount of money we had. And I left office in 2021. after you all refused to come to the polls. When I left office in 2021,
85%.
almost the entire system was digitized.
Yeah.
Almost the entire system. Not only that. I visited most of the family islands. I used to go to the family islands for graduation. It's nothing for the minister to come here to CV Bethel for 150, 125, 150 graduation. It's nothing. They're always seeing the ministers around here. I went to Auckland, never a minister ever come to the graduation. All over. There were 5 graduating students in Auckland. 5. Praise God. 4 were women, girls, 1 boy. Okay, 5. They praised me, celebrating, so on and so forth. You know what they told me? Without distance learning, a virtual school, our students can only take a maximum of 5 BGCSE subjects. 5. Now, know what that means. You need 5 to get into the College of the Bahamas, University of the Bahamas. Further, you need 8 or more to qualify for the All Bahamas Merit Scholarships, because most of them students coming from QC, St. Augustine's, Kingsway, and the rest of them are passing 10, 11, 12 subjects and every year qualifying. So we have students in the Family Islands, Long Island, elsewhere, who are not qualifying because they don't have the teachers to provide them an opportunity for. What did I do? In 2019, we established for the first time in the history of the Caribbean a virtual school. Not just the Bahamas. A virtual school. You know what that meant? Those students in the Family Islands can take exactly the number of subjects that students anywhere in the Bahamas take. Anybody. And they don't have to leave their homes for all intents and purposes. And thank you, Jesus. We established a virtual school because the next day, there came Dorian. Bus of Grand Bahama, bus of Abaco. No students could go to school in those various islands, had to come here to Nassau, and those who didn't want to come to Nassau didn't have to come to Nassau if they had any kind of internet capability, because they had a virtual school. What would have exploded past 21 if you...
Don't blame me. I voted for my
But that's okay. God be praised. It's in place. And we have did it for our students. Okay? Now they have the opportunity, and if the PLB is wise, they will expand the virtual school so that when students are in hospital, or when students are sick, or when there's any reason why the parent wants to have that student at home or needs to be at home, they can still continue on with their classwork without interruption. But even after Dorian, my friends, again, thank God we had the virtual school. Okay? Because 6 months later, I was acting Minister of Health. I had to make the announcement, because Dr. Sands was away, that we have found the first COVID case in the Bahamas. That was a Friday. We shut down the entire country, including schools, the following Monday. We, therefore, as a government, began immediately shifting around our budgets, and was able to provide 50,000 tablets for our students in the public school. Every single one of those students got tablets. I am happy to provide and happy to give credit to quite a number of private institutions who was able to join with us and give us the help that we needed. Okay? This free national movement, government. Okay? Information technology.
Tell the tale.
Thank God, it's well on its way with a very capable provider now who is digitized, and I am advised the system is fully digitized now, and that it also has what I recommended before we left office, that you cannot have a system unless you have people who are manning that system, monitoring that system, and making sure that the system stays up, that there are no hacking, and that your data is preserved. Praise God, and I shall not call the name of that institution. What we installed was an educational management information system, commonly known as EMIS, which gives a management overall capability to the system, plus a learning management system called the LMS. This is where your data, your classwork and all of that stuff is provided, and students now log in here and get to their classes. This is where all of the management responsibility, teachers, report cards, this, that, so on and so forth is done, and these two systems work synchronistically with each other.
First in the carry.
All right? Virtual learning program, platform. In 2020, 1 year before, you know what I'm about to say, all right? Just about every single student in the public school was on the system. Just about everyone. We had about 46,000, somewhere around 82%, only 15% had not been on, and that could be for any number of reasons. When we came and we found out that we had plenty of houses that had no internet capabilities, we worked with Alive, and Alive for free provided internet capabilities to these homes. For free. My dear friends, well, I say free to them, we had to pay. Okay? Again, we made no distinction as to whether you're, let me tell you something. And my sister here can affirm this, you know. Anyhow, when you came to my office across the street here, nobody ever asked you for a voter's card. No one ever asked you if you even live in South Beach. Nobody asked you whether you was F&M or PLP, DNA, or you had no designation. Whoever walked through that door, I helped. To the best of my ability. Because my commitment was I came to serve. I did not come to be selective and discriminatory. I came to serve. And that is again the hallmark of my life, and it shall remain the hallmark of my life. Now, I told you, not one single school classroom was built up to that period before us. We put in 87 in a pandemic, in a time when we had to rearrange our budgets to accommodate one of the most disruptive periods in the history of the Bahamas. But more than that, and this is why I get a little bit annoyed with Free National Movement members. All right? I must tell you all this. Okay? I was responsible as the Minister of Education on an annual basis for some 250 contracts. These would be contracts to paint the school, fix this, upgrade that, do this, do that, so on and so forth. Working with my colleagues, both in Cabinet and in the House of Assembly, not exclusively, Free National Movement. 90% of those contracts. And yet, I hear you all come and say that you ain't taking care of F&Ms.
That's why
See, you know, when we come to office, we are here to help the Bahamian people.
Yes.
That is who we are. If you are required to understand what we are as a government. We come as government. Once the election is over, we come to help people. We are to serve the Bahamian. Okay? Yes, PLPs receive contracts. Of course, PLPs receive contracts. Okay? My family members are PLPs. They ain't get no contract except monies what I gave them specifically. Right? But the majority of which, all right, those PLPs who had the bus contracts across the family islands and whose contracts ended in 2020, despite the fact that we came to office in 2017, we never touched them, even though there were protests by you all asking me to disrupt them because that's what the PLP did to us. I said, no, they are Bahamians. And we are to respect that. Besides, we are governed by the rule of law, and the law says that if you have a contract and it terminates on such and such a date, it's to run for that day. But because you all never came.
The polls. And you stay upset. Look at this guy. Don't blame me. I voted for my future.
When I came to office, some 4,600 at UB. Today, well, I don't know about today, but some 6,000. And these were not paying $6 grand no more, except for their books or any what you call lab fees. Free. Family Islanders, $500 for your rent every month. BTVI, take a look. When we came to office, you see the number of students that were enrolled in BTVI. 1 year later, when we put in the free tuition, take a look.
Yes.
I tell you that. Government that cares. That's right.
But a single one of these 7,000, did we ask them who voted for, what your colors are, where do you live? It made no difference. You were Bahamian and you automatically qualified to benefit. Okay? Look at this. 2020, 88 trainers to the Bahamas were certified. Another 80 Ministry of Education teachers were certified May 2021. What did we do? We instituted a dual enrollment program at BTVI, which means that there were high school students who, while they were in high school, could be taking courses at BTVI. Right? When we came to office, it was less than 400. When we left office, it was almost 2,000. We're talking about the F. 1,500 students by the time we came to left office enroll in the dual enrollment program. When they graduate from high school, they are certified in several disciplines in some kind of technical vocational field. Certified.
Yes.
Not just got a diploma or got a BTS certificate, been to school. They are certified in a particular subject. When we came to office, students at BTVI, pay attention please, students at BTVI, about 30% of the population was certified in a particular discipline. When we left office in 2021, 80% was certified in a particular discipline. I said, you know, let's get something straight. Put some water in here, please. Right next to me. Oh. I said, let's get something straight. Dr. Robertson. Most people don't have 2 years to pursue no subject, technical vocational subject. Most people don't have a year. What could you do? What kind of courses we could do for 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 3 months? He says, that's no problem, Mr. Lloyd. We are going to partner with Valencia College. We're going to partner with Valencia College. And NCCER, I think National Construction something. All right? We're going to partner with somewhere here, Valencia College in Orlando, Florida. We're going to bring what they call nano courses. Nano courses to BTVI. 4 weeks, 6 weeks, you could go learn electrical, you could learn coding, you could learn so on and so forth. People feel that they could achieve that in a short period of time, and they could do several of those, but in a year they got 4 certifications under their belt. They got a job, or they could go out and start their own business.
Yes, smart.
Okay, take a look at this. Take a look. All right. As a result of that, Ministry of Education teachers were trained in 2020, and the summer before I left office, because of you, I left office 200 more. You all used to round me out and talk bad about me and say Mr. Lloyd is arrogant and all that kind of stuff, and I insisted that those students who studied all this time should have the opportunity to take their BJC and the BGCSE exams. They should do so. Oh, well, you know, this, that, the next, and so on. If you can't, you could also defer to the next year.
Yes.
called me every kind of name, I black this and all that.
Good man.
Most of the times, what you said about me was true. I am black, I am short, but some other things were not true, but that's okay. BJC covered 13 subjects, 34,000 students. There was an increase in the number of grades that were given in a pandemic year. Some 1,630 students got a grade of D or above in these 5 subjects, which represented a 17% in a pandemic. This is BJC. There was an improvement in 7 out of the 13 subjects, BJC, in a pandemic.
Yes.
BGCSE, there were 27 subjects. There was an improvement in 15 of the 27 subjects by the students. An improvement over the year before, and the year before that, and the year before that, in a pandemic. And you all said that I should not have had the exams. I was vilified, excoriated, called every kind of name. Talk about my dead ma and the rest of it, but God be praised. Look at it. 875 candidates that have gained a grade of D or above in at least 5 subjects. This represents almost 17% of the overall candidate and a 47% increase when compared to last year's 598. 875 to 598 in previous administration had promised to double the investment in education during a very good year. A very good administration, a very good 5-year period.
Yep.
The previous administration. I can finish in a minute. Come on a minute.
Preach.
Don't tell me to preach because I take a correction. All right. They promised that they will. In fact, if you look at the central bank's report, their expenditure in education declined. In 5 years, in fact, in the last year, in a pandemic, ours increased from 313 to 380 million dollars. That is virtually a 25% increase. Okay? Now, my friends, give me a moment to just say a word to you. I then have had a few comments to make about. That's the education portion of this.
Yes.
Fantastic.
2017,
And they said we didn't do nothing.
87%. And that's only a small portion of it. That's just education. You could go to the Ministry of Health, you could go to the Ministry of Transport that my Honorable Learned Senior was responsible for, and you will find a litany of progress and achievements in a pandemic. Anyway, 87%. Okay? We got 60%, 57% of the votes, 91,000 votes. 2017. We were fired up, we were energized, we were anxious, we were disappointed in the finger that, the bird that was flipped at us by former Prime Minister. Okay, no problem. We had 2017, we had a humongous mandate and so forth. PLP got 36%, 59 or so thousand votes. And then comes 2021. There's approximately 10,000 more voters. 126,000 of the votes were cast, only representing 65%, the lowest in the history of the Bahamas ever. And the Progressive Liberal Party getting about approximately the same amount that they got the last time, just about 6,000 or 7,000 votes more. And then we saw the Coalition of Independents, whoever they happened to be, who only got 6 or 7% of the votes. And then we had the DNA, who got about 1.5% of the votes. And I'm looking for others here who I can see if they got any of the votes. But my God, I looked at this number here, and I have to confess, I'm trying to understand what happened. What happened? If you take out the 46,000, take out the 7 or so thousand from there, there's 39,000 voters who said, I don't care. It's essentially what it was. Now, this is just my evaluation, and it still need to be wrong. I don't think they were PLP voters. I don't think so. I doubt seriously they were DNA or coalition of independent voters. I don't think so. So I'm scratching my St. Augustine's graduate head to figure out who may these voters be. And I came to a conclusion.
Yes.
It's you all.
Yes.
Now, I feel that you have a misunderstanding of what it means to be a political organization. You have only one reason for existence: to become the government.
Yes.
Once the government, you have one fundamental reason, is to keep being the government. So how could you help me understand that you are the government and you just give it away? Please.
You never comprehend that.
I can't. I'm trying to get this. I'm really trying to get this. Here's why I'm trying to get this. You know what? Here's why. Because you all say what you all say. And I understand. Okay? You all said that you're all mad because you all don't take care of FNMs and all of this nonsense.
See them right there. It was lies. It was lies.
Besides, why are you voting for the FNM? Let me tell you something. Let's arguably say that I am a fan of the Los Angeles Lakers. Let's just say it. Okay? I want the Lakers to win so I can have bragging rights. If LeBron James don't put a nickel in my pocket, I don't get one Coke from LeBron James. I just simply want to be bragging that my team won. That's why you vote. Because our party is in power. Not what they can do for you, but what they can do for the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Come on! So that you can continue to expand preschool education, so you can provide more scholarships, so that you can help the Commonwealth to ascend to higher heights. That's why you are voting. Not because of what it does for you. Besides, a rising tide lifts all boats. Next week they are going to celebrate, if it's not this week, the opening of the port. That port is benefiting us. The port is benefiting us. Come on. When we talk about 87% of these, that benefits our children. Come on. 90%, that benefits you all. Come on. So, do you understand what it means to be a political organization or not? There's no such thing as you staying home. Okay, I'm not pleased. Alright, I could whatever. Then go to the cotton picking polls, hold your nose, and just come on, man. You're bad for me. You bad for me. I can finish now. You're bad for me.
Don't blame me.
Alright, let me show you what I mean. Alright? I gotta show you right now. Hold on a minute. Come on, man. Hurry up. I've been had all of that to vote for you. Listen. Do you think every single one of them are pleased with the leadership? No. Excuse me? You think all of these approve of the leader or the leadership of their party? No. They just happen to be me. Come on! You baffle me. I'm serious. No! You're arguing. You're rowing. You're mad. You're sad. But it's you. It's you.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you. Let me tell you something.
I voted for my future.
Let me tell you something. Here's what a writer to the papers wrote. This, you don't have to turn it on. I can see. Here's what the writers wrote. What we have is chaos wrapped in controversy, steeped in bitterness and anger. Nothing less. It's the writer talking about the FNM. I'm a 70-year-old Cecil Wallace Whitfield original FNM. Yes. So whether you're a victim or villain, fish or fowl, whether your anger is legitimate or manufactured, we in the silent majority implore you to replace that anger and malice with harmony and goodwill.
That's right.
Put aside your bruised egos, swallow your wounded pride, bury the political hatchet, and put the party above self for goodness sake.
That's right.
No, the party will not come out of this strong as long as they are actors with less than noble intentions who are deeply embedded in the upper echelons, continuously. Or I am disillusioned and I am disappointed. This is enough for them.
My.
That's right. I agree with him.
My.
I agree 100%.
My.
Come on. It's about winning.
That's right.
You didn't get that?
That's right.
It's about winning.
Yeah.
If the Lakers, I know Lakers now, just let me make it. But if the Lakers are or Warriors or whatever it is, I got one big chest, my chest stick out. I don't get a call from LeBron. I don't get no money from them. They don't even know I in the Bahamas. Okay? But my party, my team has won. Okay? I ain't looking for no contract. I just know that if the FNM is in power, we can have good governance. And that's why I am voting.
Thank you.
Mr. Lloyd, you gave us a mouthful, a head full, a belly full. I don't know what to say, but I saw some stuff on the screen. I remember seeing 6.6 million. And you know, every time the F&M talked about anything .million, it was about progression. It was something truly happening in the Bahamas. And when there was other people with a progressive name in the front of their name talk about millions, you see Bahamas airplane taking off and people traveling. It shows the difference, you know. It shows that the FNM is a party that truly believes in empowering the Bahamian people. And you know, you talked about not just looking out for FNMs, but looking out for Bahamians. And I hear those other people saying to wipe the tears from every eye, but I don't know, in the last 2 years I've cried so much. I don't know, I feel like I'm back on election day when we lost. And so, like Mr. Lloyd said, you all go outside, because don't blame me, I voted for my future. You know, most of us were up from 3 o'clock in the morning at the polls on election morning, just excited and hoping and could not wait for the end of the day to remain the government, to ensure that the things that we would have started to sow we would have reaped under our governance. And every time these people, you know, they get on TV and they have the nice frill speeches, and you know, they put there like the policeman who had their feet on George Floyd's neck. They continuously put their feet on our necks, and once they keep us down, they could stay in power, and they like that sort of stuff. We free the Bahamian people. Every time that we come into office, we free the minds of the Bahamian people, and it's so sad to know that we are now in opposition, but this is our vacation period. And we have to be ready. We have to know that we're on the battlefield to win the next government. We have to make sure that this country moves forward. We're about to celebrate 50 years, but every progressive thing that was done in this country was done under the Free National Movement. And so, as we celebrate 50 years, we celebrate knowing that we are coming back.
Yes.
We are coming back, and we're coming back to take our things. Our things, we're coming back stronger than ever. We're going to have question and answer period. But before we do that, I want to bring up Ms. Scott, the president of the Women's Association. But and even before that, I want you to know that Ms. Scott had a birthday just yesterday. Just yesterday. And I want us just to sing happy birthday. And she's going to come and make an announcement. Then we're going to have, I don't know if we really have plenty questions and answers for Mr. Lloyd, because this was like ABC, you know. They talked about Mr. Lloyd, and one thing I think people like, they like people who lie to them, and they don't like straight shooters. And I just saw Mr. Lloyd as a straight shooter. He said it the way it was. And you know, even when he would tell me, "Why you back in my office again?" I always had somebody to bring to his office, and like I said, he never turned me away. Next time when we come into the office, we are going to join hands in the South. We need to make the South huge and big again. Yeah. We are the big bamboo, but we need big bamboo, big South Beach, big Nassau Village. We need to be a team that when we roll out, everything, we taking everything by storm. We coming back as the Red Sea again. Okay? So Ms. Scott, welcome. Before, as she stands, let's sing happy birthday. I'm not a singer.
Before she comes, not cut me off. Mr. Lloyd, he deserve another standing ovation.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, God bless you. Happy birthday to you. We love you. We do. We love you. We do. We love you. God bless you. Happy birthday.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And I came in on the tail end on midway because I had a previous engagement. But I have made a promise to myself that anytime, anywhere, as long as I am available, anywhere, a former cabinet minister is speaking, I will be there because I need to hear their truth. And we as FNM need to know, and we don't only need to know, we need to talk it. We need to spread it and let them know that we were not an idle administration. We did wonders. Okay? Bahamian people are too emotional. And you know what we do? We get mad at you, and we do stupidness, and then we wake up, we say, did I do that? And that's what happened. Okay? I have family, I know I'm supposed to be making notes, but I have to say, I have family and friends in Barbados. Okay? They did the same thing we did. They called an early election because of the pandemic. Their government was all plus one. They only had one in opposition. Right? And she called that election. And what happened? Even that 1% opposition was gone. She got the whole thing. And I asked my family now, I said, what happened? So you know something? Y'all Bahamians just think with y'all heart. Y'all, they ain't do this for me. They ain't do that. Just look what they do. Look what they do. Say, we think with our head. And what she did was being done worldwide. And she did it for the betterment of the country. Yes. And that's the difference. We need to think with our head and not our hearts. Because every time we go to the poll and we vote with our hearts, what does happen? So we need to think with our heart. We need to stop being selfish on gimme. You don't do this for me. You don't do this for me. Put country first. Fellow FNMs, always put your country first. All right? Now, with that said, Mr. Wells, you know I love you and everything, but I sat in the car about 3 minutes before coming in because I was finishing a conversation with another former candidate. And I said to him, I said, there are 39 constituencies. I'm hearing it's going to be 40 because they're trying to split one out west. to fit somebody in. It's gonna be 40. I said, yeah, 41 possibly, because they control Long Island in two again. They split that in two. I hear that too. I said to the former candidate, you know I love you too. But we are hoping, and I'm standing here representing the women.
That's right.
And if they got 41, we can give you all 41 women. You're going to have to tell us, when we put them 41 women there, you're going to have to choose and beat them out. But we know we ain't going to get 41 candidates, 41 female candidates, but we will be making a statement to the Free National Movement that you can't keep pushing women and you can put your money where your mouth is. You'll say you're putting women in the forefront, then put us in the forefront. When we give you all 41 prospective candidates, give us back 20.
Yep.
And that's what I say. Give us back 20. Let's balance this pendulum. Balance it. You know you could give a woman could make $1 over 50 cents, right? The country is in a dire strait. So who we need to fix it? Last time they said they need a doctor to fix it. This time you need a woman. You need a woman. You need a woman to make it right. And the only way we're going to make it right is to balance the pendulum. We need to have some females sitting at the decision-making seats. And I know you're taking this, I want the whole Bahamas to hear. We need more women sitting at the decision-making seat and at table, okay? Right now, this administration, we have some women, but they are scared. They're not performing. More decision-making legislation related to women should have already been on the table and passed. Okay? We should not be pushing. We should not be pushing, and they should be standing up and speaking for women rather than being silent. I have an issue with that. But anyway, I come here to tell you tonight. Y'all see these tickets? It says F&M Women's Association. Stand up, step up, and then you must speak up. We're having a one-day retreat. Tickets are $75. Only $75. I don't listen here. Don't do it. Don't do it. Bahamas, don't do it. Because if I tell y'all Roko, whatever them people name having a concert and it's $100, y'all going. This retreat is at Margaritaville Beach Resort, The Point. Now you don't even get buffet there for $75. You're getting a whole day from 8 until 5. Meal included. You're going to come out there empowered. That's right. We have 2 well-known speakers, both international. Okay? One is the guest speaker and one is the keynote speaker. And you're going to leave there bursting with information. When we walk out there Saturday evening, you know where we going? Straight on the campaign trail. Straight on the campaign trail. And you'll be that much wiser. So I'm encouraging each and every one of you, all the former candidates, because you're going to be looking for women to work for y'all. So even though we can put forward 40 candidates, prospective candidates, we know y'all can knock some of them out because y'all are the incumbents. But we put them there to make a statement. Okay, we put them there to make a statement. Because when we put forward 40, and when we win the government, that means we got plenty senators, right? So some of them who ain't get no candidacy could get one little senator. And who ain't get a senator could be one parliamentary, which is called that. But we can put them in place. We must put the women in place. It's happening worldwide. I see last night they have the first female president of the Football Association. So women even take it over in sports. And the man got to realize that just how we put all our energy behind y'all, we can start putting the same energy behind our own. We love y'all. We love y'all. But of all our mothers' children, we love ourselves the best. And so we need to help to propel our women. We're not just putting any woman though. we need qualified women. And when we put our qualified women forward, women, I beg you, do not bring your sister down.
That's right.
We need this sisterhood. Somebody tell me the other day, man don't talk on man. Alright? So why woman always the minute, because y'all, somebody posted something in the chat today. I mean to take up all your time, but it must be said. Somebody put something in the chat today about the stab in the back doesn't hurt until you turn around and see who stabbed you. But that don't even hurt. You know what does hurt? When you get stabbed in your back and you turn around and you see 3 people there, you know one of them stabbed you, right? But all 3 smiling and asking you how you doing and then handing you one band-aid. That's what does hurt. That's what does hurt. Because they smiling in your face and they don't mean you no good.
That's right.
Women, we need to stop it. I don't want hair who nobody baby daddy is because she ain't make it by herself.
Thank you.
We don't want hair where they used to go. They ask me not where I was, ask me where I am. Okay? And a lot of us, let he that is without sin stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Everybody has a past. Everybody has a past. And that's why it's called past. Please, when these women come forward, do not bring up their past. They have worked to put that behind them, and they are now willing to move forward. And we must support them. Because a man who has come forward for the party is without a blemish. And I know what play, you know. And we double them, and what we just do? What we do, we support them, we still go there, we campaign for them, and we sell them to the people, even though they know they ain't no good. We still sell them. When we finish campaigning for that man, you think he's the angel Gabriel. Let's do that for our women. Alright? So that's all I want to say. Please, tickets are available. I have a dynamic person on my team. So I done threaten her. Amish Wells. I done threaten her. She is so talented.
Very.
But she give me 4 or 5 choices. You do not do that to a woman. You give them 2. They choose one. Not Kamish. Can we just give me 6? Choose one. You choose one, then she say, okay. She go to bed. She have a revelation. She wake up. She say, Madam President, I had to see 2 more. I say, but you don't give me 6. You don't do that. But that's just how much ideas she have in that little head of hers. So I promise you, with her, with all these little ideas, this is going to be a fantastic retreat. So we look forward to everyone. And all the men, wives have to get involved. The Women's Association is there. All these male candidates, and I see one woman sitting there who I know good, they don't even come out to the Women's Association. They don't even come out to anything we have. But what has happened? How much women in here belong to WA? And we here supporting somebody's husband?
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
Hand come, hand go. When you hear initiative, men, encourage your wives to be a part of the association. But these are the same women who gotta walk the streets for you. Okay? So all of y'all who got wives, the tickets are $75. They going fast. See, this ticket is ticket number 1. They going fast. You get ticket number 1. Thank you very much for your time.
You started like that. You still holding ticket number 1, but they going fast. I like that one. I'm all about women empowerment, and you said 41 seats. But I mean, I'm gonna be biased. All is well in Bamboo Town. All is well in Bamboo Town. You can go on the 40, but don't touch this one. Don't touch this one.
We ain't say we get to 41 seats, you know.
But I just let you know, this out the equation from the opening of the gate. That's what I'm.
Only put for 40.
Only one for 40, because all is well in Bamboo Town. Okay? I mean, tonight is lit. I feel the torch in the room. I don't know about you, but it was exciting from beginning to end. Now we come to the question and answer period. Are there any questions, any suggestions, any statements for our good former minister?
Ever. Remarkable job, Mr. Lloyd. But the only issue I have with all this information you shared, all this information you shared tonight, at the party, at the national level, we don't preach this message. Our leaders don't speak about what the former administration did.
That's right.
They want me to shine.
So how can we go moving forward trying to win the next general election, not speaking about the accomplishments we did in the past?
Thank you very much, and good evening once again. This information has been copiously made available. Honorable Minister here speaks of it every time that he gets in the House of Assembly, and mentions it in his budget presentation and in the mid-year presentation. I have done so many times. I mean, we have published the achievements of the F&M immediately following the last general election. At least I got it, and it was out there. Now, obviously, we are not doing as good a job as we need to.
Exactly.
We need to find more progressive platform, consistent, persistent ways of, Coca-Cola has been in business now 150 years. But every Christ day they still advertising Coca-Cola. Every day it's almost like, man, you don't think I know about it, but Coca-Cola is saying somebody born today who don't know about Coke. Somebody coming of age today who don't know about Coke. There are F&M torch bearers who don't know about F&M accomplishments. Or if they did, they don't know it to the degree and extent that we do. And needs to be reminded. So, but don't we have a PR team? That's another story.
Anybody else? Mr. Lloyd, I think it was, excellence is an understatement.
That's right. Well done.
They always say when men make sons, they're real men. But I like to say when men have daughters, it trains them to be real men. And he is a man of one wife, Miss Michelle Mitchell Lloyd, 5 daughters and 5 grandchildren. Are they all daughters? Is it more than 5 now? Because I think I saw you add another baby to Facebook, grandbaby. You added it to your post. Added it to your post.
I have actually 14 grandchildren.
But, they need to update your biography. I looked and I saw 5 and I
Most
said,
of which are this.
Yes. Wow.
listen, and they make you who you are.
Yes. And they all look like grandpa.
So Women Association, we could go at the grandchildren.
Yeah.
We could leave Miss Lloyd alone. She got to be in his corner, right? All right? And we going after the granddaughters and the daughters for the Women Association. But Mr. Lloyd, it has been a pleasure to have you in Bamboo Town, in the South, to bring all of the information that you would have brought. And like you said, we the F&M need to step up our game on PR. We have done so much under the worst times. And I always say, every time the F&M comes into power, and if you look at the history, everything that could go wrong in the world goes wrong. But God makes no mistake. And that is why we always sit in the chair during those times, because if those other people sat during the bad times, we I don't know where we would be. They always come in and reap off of what we sow. Every time they take a trip, that's the money we put there, or the provisions for the money to be there. And so when they open up that port next week, Mr. Richard Johnson, Mr. Fox in the Shoes, we need to be in place. We need to see what we saw on Montague under Hubert Ingram, the sea of red standing there to say this is our thing. We need to remind the Bahamian people, because sometimes they tend to forget. And sometimes we do it on a scale where they don't understand. The PLP like to use the electorate that are not so bright, and I'm not talking about skin complexion, because they can dance around them, and they do the fancy stuff around them, and they get them thrilled up. They go to social media and they put memes and with spew of lies, and they believe them. We have the facts. It's not just talk. It's not just the gift of gab. We have facts. And we need to stand on our facts. We need to stand on our record. Yes. We need to learn to come together as one. And we need to win our country back. We need to take it back. So, Mr. Lloyd, I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for taking the time out of your family time. Now, this is not Jack Daniel. And if I had a cup, it would be three. And in the Bible it say where 2 or 3 are gathered. My cup would be the cup. Just drink it in the spirit. And it was good. Of Jack Daniel. We got the cup with no more. Thank you so much, Mr. Lloyd, for coming and spending the night with us. And just how we started, we want to end. Oh, and our chairman, our noble chairman, listen, she came late, and I had to step in the gap for her, but I want you to know, just like how you wear many caps, she did. She had to become chef tonight, so the food that you're going to eat was prepared by Miss Joya and Miss Monique's hands, and so that's how we do it in Bamboo Town. It might look like we didn't get it all, but we got it all together. Even if we got to do it at the last minute, we're going to do it. We're going to pull all of the stops. And so before we do the prayer, Miss Pence, do our closing prayer, she opened us up and she could close us out. Monique would like to say a word to you, sir.
Good night, everybody, and welcome to the Big Bamboo. Yeah. Mr. Lloyd, my favorite teacher from Ace's Pride. He might be a sucker, but he taught me when I walked through those gates in 1983 at the St. Thomas Aquinas. And I fell from it. I said, I like this is a good teacher. And 7th grade pass, 8th grade pass, 9th grade pass. And Mr. Lloyd said, take out your books. That Good News Bible. I didn't have it. I didn't have it in the lock. I left it home. And Mr. Lloyd, don't care how he didn't like you. Time to tell the tale. Go to the dean's office, the tears roll, because you're either getting Black Beauty or 2 finger for 2 from Mr. Thompson. And I couldn't believe my favorite teacher sent me to the dean's office. My favorite teacher to take Black Beauty or 2 finger for 2. But I took the 2 finger for 2 because it's one belt that's spit out 2 times and I was 2 licks. Black Beauty is a big tip belt, but I took the 2 finger for 2. So Mr. Lloyd, thank you for molding me. I love you, and thank you so much for coming into the Big Bamboo and just refreshing our minds on the stuff that our F&M government delivered, and the PLP are now reaping the benefit. But I want y'all to know, like Mr. Diagala said, that's our thing. So next week y'all go to the port because that's our things. Thank you so much.
1 second.
If you want to say anything, say something.
Right before Miss Spencer's prayer, Mr. Wells, what you say a few words.
Bamboo, 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 bamboo. I just want to thank you all for coming out, and let me thank my esteemed colleague for coming and delivered exactly what we knew he was quite capable of. Bamboo Town, you all are leading the way in the free national movement when it comes to putting out the requisite information that is needed for us to be able to go out and campaign and to continue to win the day and indeed to win the future for and on behalf of the free national movement. But I came up here simply to say, in addition to that, that I'm going to be purchasing 3 tickets for the Women's Association. I see my sister waving she's very, very happy, and so I'll be purchasing 3 tickets. And again, I want to say thank you so much, Minister Lloyd, for a wonderful presentation. We need to be able to encapsulate that and put that out maybe in a video form of some kind with your permission. So thank you all again, Madam Chair and esteemed chaplain. Well, she's the Secretary General performing as the chaplain tonight. Thank you.
Tonight, like I said when I opened, knowledge is power. And I know each and every one of us can agree tonight that knowledge is power. Tonight, let us stand and speak about the live. Father God, tonight we give you thanks and praise for what was said and what was done. And Father God, now that we're about to leave from this place, but not from your presence, we ask Him for your guidance and your keeping. We ask Him for your guidance over the busy highways and byways. Keep us from accident, harm, and danger. Father God, we ask you that you may cover each and every household here, each and every family, not only in Bamboo Town, but in all of the constituencies. Father, we're asking for your blood because we realize that the blood will never lose its power. And Father God, we're asking you may cover each and every one of us from accidents, harm, danger, sin, and unseen. Go before us, make ways out of nowhere. Tonight we're asking that you may bless the food, bless the hands that prepare it tonight. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. Good night, everybody.